Talking up the dogs with Palmer Toms from Dogs 247 Sports. Of course, jump on over there and check out his work and the rest of the staff. You know the 247 brand. That's all we need to say. And of course, this is the time to do it with recruiting about to go crazy. The floodgates about to open. Okay, the offensive line, as we discussed before we started record, Palmer, a bit different than what it's been in the past. Of course, Kirby Smart has recruited the offensive line as good as anyone in the country, but a bit of a different approach and just a numbers game at this point.
Yeah, you look at the last couple of classes that Sam Pittman brought in, and prior to him going to Arkansas as the head coach, and Matt Luke has just kind of picking up where he left off. It's been 5 stars on 5 stars on 5 stars, and they've been able to recruit those guys because there have been positions open. I think you look at where they're at now, like you said, it's a numbers game. They've got to get guys for offensive line because you can't get shut out on an offensive line class. But it's really hard to get 5 stars on 5 stars to sit behind 5 stars. And, so Georgia, right now looking at, some guys that might not be atop the offensive line class. But I think these are some guys that Georgia is certainly excited to get in there to work out. I think one of the things that, like we discussed, it's been 15 months since these coaches have seen these guys in person. This month they're going to be able to have these guys in there working with their assistant coaches, working out for the coaches, and really getting to know these kids and help them develop as prospects. And so, that first weekend you'll see Georgia you'll see them having a couple of, 3-star, 4-star guys on the offensive line. Drew Bobo, who's out of Columbia, South Carolina, son of former Georgia offensive coordinator, former Georgia quarterback Mike Bobo, who is now over at Auburn. He'll be in there. Tyler Gibson, Cason Henry, Elijah Pritchett, who's a big-time prospect for them out of Columbus, Georgia. He's a 4-star tackle. Probably one of those top 5 offensive linemen that Georgia would take. He'll be in there on June 1st to work out. And then, I think if you're looking at just who Georgia, if they could have their pick of whoever they want in this class, realistically in terms of, these offensive linemen, Tyler Booker out of IMG Academy, he's big on Georgia. He'll be in June 18th along with several of his IMG teammates. Addison Nichols will be in there the first weekend. He's out of the Greater Atlanta Christian. And so he'll be in there the first weekend. And then Jacob Hood is another guy that Georgia really likes. He's out of the Nashville area. We mentioned with Jordan James that they've got one commit in that area. They're looking to get 2 and pick up Jacob Hood.